We are letting go and letting somebody else take the reins on our day. We're going on a wine tour with Get Your Guide. All I did was book the reservation. We're supposed to have 10 hours of amazing fun. We're outside of the Living Tours office where we're supposed to be, holding a red card and waiting for Andre. And that's all I know right now.
10 hours? 10 whole hours?
10 hours of good times and wine and us not driving. So yeah. Today's tour through the Douro Valley will take us all the way over to Pinhal, Portugal in the Alto Douro wine region. On the trip, we'll be taking you with us to a typical Portuguese town full of charm, for lunch at a Portuguese restaurant, to Quinta San Luís for a wine tasting, and on a Rabelo boat ride on the Douro River.
The Alto Douro wine region is the oldest demarcated wine region in the world. It received its demarcation in 1756. However, wine has been produced here for more than 2,000 years.
We'd never heard of Amarante before signing up for this tour. It's a quaint town in Portugal's Vinho Verde region. Can I take a picture of them?
Of course. If you want to touch. It's okay, come on. It's okay. Soft or hard?
The wrong pot.
Just learned that those cakes were like, no, Alto.
This is the main church, okay, that I told you. But I gonna tell you something, curiosity, that many people sometimes they don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. These were the kings that made this part of the church. The last one is Spanish.
Spain and Portugal have had a pretty shaky relationship over the centuries. Having a statue of a Spanish king is pretty unusual.
It is a charming Portuguese village that we're going to explore just a very little bit of.
Yeah, so this is a full-on tour. It is weird because I'm used to her being the tour guide.
Yeah, since Ireland, I would say this is our first time having somebody else explain what we're seeing or...
Yeah, that's a little different. On the first stop, we get about 30 minutes to look around. You hungry for a snack?
No, just some coffee probably.
Okay. Our tour guide did say that this is one of the oldest villages in Portugal. I haven't had a lot of practice in terms of eating one of these, so where do I start? That's pretty good. I'm gonna start doing this all the time.
At first, the delightful little treat that Chris ate was made in honor of a gentleman who had a reputation for being a matchmaker and who locals considered a saint. Then, during the dictatorship, nobody was supposed to make these treats. It was against the law. People still made them, but they sold them under the table. Then, when the dictatorship ended, in I believe 1975, you could have them. You could sell them, you could make them, it was no big deal, and it became a symbol of freedom.
Well, I was happy that I was part of the cultural experience. I ate one of those cakes.
Good job, my love. I would have, but I can't.
Does he have a headache? We're really cutting it close. We only have like a minute to get back to the tour. Come on. They're gonna leave us here.
I think your timer was wrong.
No, they're getting leave. Don't get run over. Timer's done, hon.
All right, but we still have a few minutes because you said you set the timer short, and I remember hearing 10:40, and it is 10:35.
Well, we gotta start looking for an apartment here. We're the first ones back. No worries.
Because you had the timer set to
See,
short.
because I prepare and I respect the tour guide and the rules that he lays down.
Good job.
Because I've learned to respect the tour guide because it's usually her.
Good job.
The Douro Valley. It's gonna be more 50 minutes, but these ones, they are faster, okay?
The Túnel de Mato is Portugal's longest road tunnel. It's 5.6 kilometers or 3.5 miles long, and it takes about 4 minutes to drive through.
This fabulous viewpoint with its gram-worthy photo op is São Leonardo da Galafeira. The drive to the gorgeous view felt a little intense, and I was glad that a local and pro was doing the driving.
Yeah, I just paid attention to the camera and didn't notice the cliffs.
I kept on thinking of Harry Potter and the little head in the bus that kept saying, "Hang on, it's going to be a bumpy ride."
Take her away, Ian.
Yeah, take it away, Ernie. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
So like we said at the beginning of the video that, someone else is doing the itinerary and the planning. I gotta say, this guy's full of tons of information. We've learned so much already. And, I always learn a lot from Melissa, but she doesn't pepper me with the details like this guy's been. Whew.
Well, he studied for a while on it. Although I guess he's only been leading these tours for about 2 months. And it's impressive what he's sharing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a 10-minute walk from our viewpoint to our lunch location. It was nice to get some steps in after a bunch of sitting in the van.
Our day up to this point was spent as a small group of 7, 8 with our guide. For lunch, we were part of a much larger group and our meals were served banquet style. The wine was nice and the food was good, but like most banquet meals, it was a bit underwhelming.
The best part was the dessert.
Andre told us that the Alto Douro is known for having 9 months of winter and 3 months of hell. Imagine harvesting grapes by hand, going up and down these gorgeous terraces, carrying a basket full of grapes in temperatures of more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Sandwich was established in 1638 by Christian Koch, so the founder of the Koch brand.
Portugal has over 250 native grape varieties and the highest density of indigenous grapes per square mile of any country in the world. We were able to see baby Touriga Nacional grapes. When they're ready for harvest, they'll be used to make port wines and full-bodied red wines.
You learn a lot?
Yes, there's always more to learn when it comes to wine, always. We need to remember that 2016 was an excellent year for wine in the Douro Valley region, and 2011.
So if you see those wines and they're from the Douro, buy them up. Oh, sorry, follow the tour. Our tasting included 1 table wine and 2 port wines. All 3 were delicious. What do you think so far, hon?
I've had a fabulous time. I think it's been romantic and fun, and there's been such a nice variety of things to do.
It's been super nice. The one freaky thing is when we drove up here, super cliffs. And that guy's like talking and driving. That's a little freaky. I'm a little buzzed because the drinks are tasty and included. But then we have the boat trip, which I bet is going to be cool.
Yes, I think that it will. And yes, the drive is a little bit like, ooh. But I'm like, okay, well, he's a professional. He does this like daily. Used to that drive, not a big deal, plenty of practice.
Look at you. You're growing up.
Trying. 5 years ago, I couldn't have done it. I would have been crying. It's time to head over to the last part of our Douro Valley tour, a Rabelo boat ride along the Douro River.
Every day from our apartment, we see Rabelo boats pass by carrying tourists. Before reliable roads and railways took over, the boats used to carry barrels of port wine from Douro Valley vineyards to Vila Nova de Gaia, where port wine cellars are still located today.
I had a fabulous time on our tour with really, I mean, we did the tickets through Get Your Guide, but the name of the tour company that facilitated it is Living Tours. And I felt like they did a fantastic job on the whole, especially the person giving us the tour. Oh no.
His name, we'll put it right here. There's positives and negatives to taking something like this, I feel. The positives are you don't have to plan anything. You just show up and you take a ride. I feel the negatives, nothing against the tour company. They did everything perfectly. But the type of tour it is you know, you're one of many, and it's a planned out thing, and sometimes you end up in a huge group on a boat, and it's not as fun as it could be if you had your own boat.
It's a great value for the amount that we paid. I mean, we could have paid a lot more, like a lot more, and maybe had more of that private experience. But, I mean, it was fantastic. What I loved the most about it was getting the different tips and the different information, the history.
Yes.
And then also being able to preview a couple of locations that I definitely think we need to return to and spend more time in and do a deeper dive into.
Yeah. Melissa, I like it when you're planning our trips. I really do like it. But if you need a day off, it's good to take a tour. Take your typical tour. Thumb up a bumps. There we go.
Yes, many thumb up above.
Woo, woo. Douro Valley. Oh my gosh, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Oh.